everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this lovely square called Ring Around the Posie, and it is a very clever square. It has some asymmetry going on. You can probably tell these petals here are smaller than these petals. We are doing a new stitch today. I don't think we've done it before. And it's the triple treble crochet. This one here is a triple treble crochet, which is we do 4 yarn overs at the start of that one, but don't worry, I will talk you through it if you're worrying about that. And then we work in the round, and then we'll work some rows back and forth until we do our final border. So it is a lovely square. It's much easier than it sounds. And I've done this all in one colour. You could do it in as many or as few colours as you choose. I will tell you where you need to be changing your colours, and you will find it useful to have a stitch marker. At one point we need to just mark the corner that we need to work into on the next round. So a stitch marker could be useful too. And as always, your scissors, because even if you're using just one colour, we do need to fasten off and rejoin it in a different place. Other than that, you might wish to get yourself a cup of tea or coffee. I'm recording this at the end, so I've already drunk my coffee and showing you the square that I've just made. So let's get cracking and see how this square was made. Okay, so to start the square, you want to chain 8 and slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. You could use the magic circle, but this is designed to have a centre, an open centre. So we are going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet in our ring, and then 4 half double crochets. And 4 double crochet, 3 and 4, and then 4 more half double crochets. 1, 2, oops, try that one again. 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to slip stitch into that very first chain that you made. So just find that chain there and slip stitch, and that is your round 1. So it is smaller here, and then it's wider here. So kind of sort of asymmetric square going on today. Okay, so let's have a look at round 2. Okay, this round we're going to do some cluster stitches, and they will be over 2 stitches. So a bit like when we do like double crochet 2 together, but this will be 4 together over 2 stitches. There'll be 2 in one stitch and 2 in the second stitch, but the top of it all worked together. If that sounds confusing, don't panic, stay with me and we'll do it together. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to do a partial treble crochet in that very same stitch or chain. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave that last loop on your hook. So there's always one loop on your hook anyway. And here's the loop from our stitch, so leave that one on there. So there's 2, this counts as 2 partial treble crochets. Yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 2 partial treble crochets. My yarn's being a bit funny today. Get under there. Plain silly games. Okay, so when you can get into your next stitch, Don't you love it when your yarn just does its own thing? Okay, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leave that last loop on your hook, so you've now got 3. And then we're going to do a last treble crochet, partial treble crochet in that very same stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, leave the last loop on the hook. So you now have 4 loops because we did 3 stitches and then 1 for our hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4, and that is your first treble crochet cluster over 2 stitches. Now we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to do a second treble crochet cluster over 2 stitches. This time, because we don't need to do our starting chain, we're going to do 2 in one stitch and 2 in the next, leaving that last loop on every time. So yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, pull through and work as a treble crochet, but leaving that last loop on the hook. And once again, work as for a treble crochet and leave the last loop on, so you've now got 3. And then yarn over twice, go into the next stitch and do 2 of those partial treble crochets. So we're going to end up with 5 loops now. So we've got 4 loops. Once more, pull through, and now we've got 5 loops, 1 for each stitch and 1 for the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And now we're going to chain 5. As I said, there's some asymmetry going on in this square, so don't panic that we're doing odd numbers, you know, different here to here. Okay, now the next one, we are going to do a double treble over 2 stitches. So exactly the same process, but we're going to start with 3 yarn overs to start with. Okay, yarn over 3 times, not twice. Go into the stitch and you're going to do exactly the same, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and leave the last loop on the hook. So you're doing 1 extra pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 than you do for the treble. Okay, so once again, yarn over 3 times into that stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, leave the last loop on the hook. And then we're going to do that twice into the next stitch. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. You've now got 4 loops, yarn over 3 times into that same stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you've now got 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5. And there we go. So we've got 2 of the trebles, and now we've got one of our double trebles. Okay, and then chain 6. And we're going to do another one of these double trebles. So yarn over 3 times into your stitch, and then you're going to pull through 2, 3 times, leave a loop, do that again. Oops. If your loops start coming off your hook, just start again. Okay, and then 2 of those in the next stitch. So yarn over 3 times and do that in the next stitch. Okay, and then once more, yarn over 3 times, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. You've now got 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And there we go. Okay, and then we're going to chain 7. And then you want to do another one of these double treble clusters over the next 2 stitches. So remember that, so yarn over 3 times before you go into the stitch. So yarn over 3 times for a double treble. I'm going to leave you to do that cluster, and then I'll join you to do the next cluster. So a double treble cluster over these next 2 stitches, just like we've just done. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. So we've done 2 treble crochet clusters, and then we've done 3 double treble clusters. And now you want to chain 7 again. And we're going to now do a triple treble crochet cluster. Okay, bear with me guys, if you've never done this before, it will be fine. It's just an extra yarn over, an extra pull through, it's all fine. So a triple treble crochet, we're only going to do one of these, and we're going to yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and leave those last 2 loops on your hook, or that last loop. Okay, we're going to do that again, yarn over 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the same stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over 4 times, 1, 2, 3, and 4, go into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through 2. We've now got 4 loops on our hook, and we're going to do that once more, yarn over 4 times, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And then we've got our 5 loops on our hook and these very long stitches. Yarn over and pull through all 5 loops, and there we go. How amazing is that stitch? I love that. All these twists on it from doing those yarn over pull throughs. So there we go, and now we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So chain 7, okay, and then we're going to do a double treble cluster over the next 2 stitches. So that's the one when we yarn over 3 times. So you've done that a few times now. So you're going to do yarn over 3 times into the next stitch and do your cluster. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to do this double treble cluster over the 2 stitches, and then I'll see you back. Okay, and then you're going to chain 6 and do a final double treble cluster over the last 2 stitches. So what you've just done here with 3 yarn overs over the next 2 stitches, that's your last cluster, and I'll see you when I've done my last cluster. 3 yarn overs. Okay, and to finish, chain 5 and slip stitch in the top of this first cluster. Just find the top of that first cluster and go into that and slip stitch, and there you go with round 2. How amazing does that look? You can give yourself a pat on the back if you got through all of those clusters, all those different sizes. You really can pat yourself on the back, because if you've never done some of those bigger stitches before, it is a bit tricky working with all of those loops. So there we go for round 2. We're going to move on to something much more simple now, and round 3. And this is a good place if you want to change colour. This will be could be a good place to change colour. and just change colour in exactly the same place that you've joined your slip stitch. Okay, for round 3 we're going to do mostly chains, just to set ourselves up ready for the next round of when we're going to square it off. So we're going to start with a chain of 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and then we're going to single crochet in the top of the next cluster. So just find the top of that cluster, which will be, if you look, there are 2 spaces. You've got one here and one here, and you want the one to the right because the one on the left is your chain. So go into there and do a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 5 and do a single crochet on the top of the next cluster, and then you're going to chain 10 and a single crochet on the top of the next cluster, in the top of the next cluster, chain 7, single crochet on top of the cluster, chain 10, single crochet on top of the cluster, chain 7, single crochet on the top of the next cluster, chain 10, single crochet in that cluster, the next cluster, and then chain 5, and slip stitch into the first chain of your beginning chain 12. So we've got our big chain 12 here, and you want to slip stitch into that first chain. So slip stitch into that first chain, and there we go. That was our nice and easy round 3. So you can see now we've got these chains all set up, ready to start squaring off this little beauty. Okay, we are going to slip stitch in each of the next 6 chains of this first chain here. So, not the easiest task to do, but just go for it. 1 slip stitch in each chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you are changing colour this round, you could just rejoin, join your new colour in the 6th chain along. That would be perfectly fine. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, and then 5 single crochets into this chain 12. So go straight down and do 5 single crochets. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this loop here is our first corner. Okay, push that cup out of the way. I've finished my coffee. So then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 5 single crochets into the next loop. 5 single crochets, so into the next chain space. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, and now into this next chain loop that we have, we are going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can scooch those a bit closer together if you feel you need to. Just move them along. And then chain 2. And then 4 single crochets. So we did 6, and then chain 2, and then 4 more single crochets. Okay, and this is where you need your stitch marker. Just mark this chain 2 space that we just made, pop that around there, and leave that until the next round. Okay, so in the next chain space, we're going to chain 1. Then in the next chain space, we're going to do 7 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know it's all a bit floppy and not always easy to work into chain spaces like this. How many have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, chain 1 into the next chain space. We're going to do 5 single crochets. And chain 2 for another corner, and then 5 more single crochets. Okay, and chain 1, 7 single crochets into the next chain space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 1. Some more yarn. In the next loop, we're going to do 7 single crochets. Did we just do that? 7 single crochets. We just did 7 single crochets. So let's try 4 single crochets. And chain 2, and then 6 single crochets. 6, 2, 3, 4, scooch those around, 5, and 6. And then we're going to chain 1, 5 single crochets into the next loop, and then we are going to we're back to the chain where we did those slip stitches. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and then we are going to do 4 single crochets. We're going to work over these slip stitches into the space. So I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you might just want to give that a tweak just to make sure it's all laying nice and flat. And then you're going to slip stitch into the first chain of this chain 3. So slip stitch into that first chain of your chain 3. And there we go. And that is round 4. Try and straighten it out a bit so you can see what I have going on here. You might just need to give it a bit of a tweak if you've got big gaps like this. Otherwise, there we go. Round 4. Okay, and you want to fasten off your colour. Even if you're staying with the same colour, you want to fasten it off from where you are. If you're changing colour, grab that now. If you're sticking with the same colour, then we're just going to move that to a different place. And that place is this chain 2 space that we marked. So I'm going to stick with my purple, and I'm going to join my colour back in that space there. Okay, now we are going to work some rows. So we're going to be turning our rows, and we're going to be working. So I'm in the corner where I had my stitch marker, and we're going to work along this side and then down this side, and then back up and along, and then along and down and back up and along. We're going to do 4 rows all together. Okay, so it's going to get bigger around here. So we are going to, first of all, chain, so I've joined my colour, and then I'm going to chain 1, and this counts as our first single crochet in that corner stitch. Okay, bring it slightly round. You want it to be more on this side. If you can see this here, you want it to be more on this side than over and down this side here. Okay, so anyway, we've chained 1 there, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch and every chain along here. Okay, so you should have, okay, sorry guys, you're going to work 1 stitch, 1 single crochet into every stitch and every chain space. You've got 2 chain spaces along here, and you're going to work 1 stitch into each of those, and I will join you when we get to the corner chain space. So there we go so far. And then in your corner chain space, you want to do single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. And that's all there is to it. So work along this next side and do 1 single crochet in each stitch and 1 in each chain space, those 2 chain spaces there. And then when you get to your final corner, just do 1 single crochet in that corner. And I will meet you when we've done that last single crochet in this corner. Okay, there we go. I've done my last single crochet in this corner just over here. And now we're going to work back along here and down here. So we need to chain 1 as a stitch, turn our work, and then we're going to do a single crochet into the second stitch along that chain. We are counting as a stitch, which is a little unusual, but it's fine. So just work back along, doing 1 stitch in each, and when you get to your corner you will do a single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. And just as we did 1 single crochet in that last corner, you're going to do 1 single crochet in your last corner when you get down to here. So I'm working along here and down. You're going to do 1 single crochet in that corner when you get there, and then you're going to work 2 more rows in exactly the same way, remembering that your first chain counts as your first stitch, and to do just 1 single crochet in your last corner. So I will see you when you have done this row and 2 more rows. Okay, I have done my 4 rows of single crochet, and if you're not quite sure if you've done your 4 rows, then single crochet rows are not easy to count, then you need to be finishing in this corner where you started. Okay, so you'll be finishing on the you'll do a row on the wrong side and you'll finish in this corner here where you started. So now we're going to just put a final border round on, and we are going to go the whole way around the square just to join it all up and make this side a little less floppy. Okay, so pick up your hook, your loop from where you left off, and chain 3. Turn your work around and do a single crochet into the very first single crochet on that corner, and this chain will become your you've got your starting chain, and then the rest will become your corner. Okay, so you're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch along this side, and I will meet you at the corner chain 2 space. Okie doke, in your next, or in your corner space, you're going to do exactly what you did previously. Single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet, and then you are going to do a single crochet in each stitch along this side here. Remember, this last single crochet is just that chain, so just remember to work 1 into there, and then I'll see you down at that side because there isn't a corner chain space. So do this last single crochet here, and then I'll meet you. Okay, so I am in this side here now, and we are going to do, in the same sort of stitch on the side of this chain. Okay, so in the side of this chain we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2 and another single crochet. And then we are going to put a single crochet in the side of every row. So 4 single crochets along there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I should have put 1 in the top there. But we're okay. If you haven't got 4, if you've only got 3, that's fine. It looks very straight to me. That's fine. Okay, if you've managed to do 4, well done. Well done. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 into the side of this corner space here. So 1 in this side here. And then we're going to do, again, 1 in each stitch along. This is great because this is actually single crochets, not sides of rows or anything. So go along here, 1 in each stitch, and when you get to your corner space here where we join this colour back into this corner, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet all the way along this side here, including this side of these rows here. And then when you've done your stitches in the sides of these rows, we're going to join to our corner space there. But I will see you back around there for that one. So continue one in each stitch, do your corner here just as you are used to doing, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Work along these single crochets, work one in the side of each of these rows, and then I'll see you to finish off. Okay, when you get back to the beginning, you should have 3 chains there, and you just want to slip stitch into the very first chain of those 3, and that is our square completed. Ring around the posy. So we've got our ring around our posy. Such a clever square with all this asymmetry that's going on there. I think it's very clever. A great square indeed. So you may wish to block this square if it's not quite laying straight. You can see mine's not quite straight. It's not far off now, considering how it started when we were sort of doing this round here. So yeah, I love it. So I can't wait to see what you've done with this square, and there's a link below to our Facebook group where you can upload your photos into the album and show us what you've done with this square. And I hope you found this tutorial helpful and useful, or you've just enjoyed watching the crochet. If you have, please click that like button just there, show some love and appreciation, and give us a thumbs up. And as always, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.